heard the dogs barking. Maybe they're barking because my Jeffree Star mystery boxes got here. Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I asked in the community tab what kind of videos you would like to see, and a bunch of you suggested different get readies with me, so that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna chill. I've got my muscle milk, whatever going on here. We're just gonna play with makeup, and it's gonna be kind of a talky thing, talking about what's happening with me, addressing some drama, and we're just gonna sit down and sip the tea or the muscle milk, as it were, and hopefully get on a not hideous beat. Got y'all closer so you can see this in real time. All right, let's start off with talking about me. So, I don't think I've mentioned this at all in like any kind of community, maybe Facebook if you're friends with me on Facebook, but I recently found out, or rather was diagnosed with diabetes. Now, it is a thing that runs somewhat rampantly in my family. My mama has it. My poor mama, she's insulin dependent, so that's type 1. I'm a type 2, so they put me on metformin, which is to bring that blood sugar down, and I've been on that for like over 2 weeks now, and it has brought my blood sugar down, which makes me so happy. I have essentially cut out like not all carbs, but like pasta and bread and like any kind of candy I'm just not eating. And as a result, I have lost about 17 pounds, which makes me really happy because I've been trying to lose weight for probably about 4 years now. So I definitely cannot complain in that department. It's just kind of a thing with me. Also, I know most of y'all know that I've got the depressions thing that is kind of like not something I've been hiding on my channel. And I saw a mental health care lady, and we are working on me potentially, or working with having bipolar. So I am on a new medication which seems to be doing wonders. It's a mood stabilizer, and it seems to be working really well. My mood is like much more consistent. I'm feeling, you know, more better. I've got more energy and everything like that, which is just really great. So hopefully I'll be able to just keep being on the happiness that I'm working on and keeping it going through whatever. All right, that is kind of like all I wanted to talk about, just me going on. I wanted to kind of slightly address some things that have been happening that, like, I mean, I'm not a drama channel, I'm not a whatever, but, you know, I feel like opinions, you know, you can always put your whatever out there. And I wanted to slightly address Mr. James Charles, who, you know, don't get me wrong, he is a, ooh, this is like, ooh, look at that tone. He is a super talented makeup artist. Do not get me wrong. He looks, I mean, he creates some beautiful looks. But the problem I have with him kind of on a whole is, one, his freakish entitlement. And two is just like, I mean, I understand, I'm pretty sure he's like 21. I really don't know. I don't pay a lot of attention to that, so I have no idea how old he is. But like, okay, I am 28 going on 29 come this May, and looking back, like thinking back on myself as a 21-year-old, you know, I thought I knew it all, and I'm like, oh, I'm never gonna change. This is gonna be how it be. And now as a 28-year-old, I'm like, you know, my life could have been spared a lot of pain and turmoil if I just listened to my mother. I can't tell you how many times I've wanted to call her up and be like, Mom, I was an idiot. You were right. And so, like, I feel like he's just like, he is one of the only, well, I don't really pay a lot of attention to the bigger YouTubers, but he's like the only one that honestly, I see what he does and I get frustrated. And part of that, I think, is kind of the same issues that like Thomas Halbert had, where you're young and you're in this really big space spotlight, and you haven't been coached, you don't have a social media coach, and so you're just going off on your, 21-year-old knowledge of, well, I'm always right, and blah. It's just super rude, super unprofessional, literally has this, like, I can do no wrong sort of, attitude. And it's like, that's not an attitude for a 21-year-old to have, or honestly for like any age to have, because we are always constantly growing and we're always constantly learning new things about ourselves. And if you aren't willing to take criticism, that basically means you aren't willing to grow. And, criticism done in a, constructive way isn't a bad thing, Like, that's the problem with, I feel like, a lot of the YouTubers are just now where it's this like sense of, oh, you can't touch me, I don't have to do whatever. And that's why we have all these like half whatever apologies where they're like, well, I'm going to apologize because my PR manager said I needed to, but I'm not going to apologize because I actually think I've done anything wrong. It's just like, there's this personification of like perfection where it's like, well, can you even see? Okay. Where it's just like this, like, well, I have to be perfect. And I feel like in the whole like beauty community, they seem to forget, and it's just like, we're human. We make mistakes. We learn, and it's just like I said, there is no modicum of growth. And it's just super frustrating because basically, like I said, he does beautiful, beautiful makeup, but he's doing beautiful makeup and he's essentially just like this spoiled brat. And maybe it's because I'm old. Maybe I am too old to understand the whatevers that are happening with all that, but it's just, oh, it's so frustrating. Like the whole thing with him always jumping to conclusions and having to be that whole thing with the whole him at the meet and greet. I know this is like super stale tea, but that whole thing where he was like being shaded by the whatevers and the, oh, I touched the eyeshadow. But that whole thing where they were online and not online, but they were driving and he was listening to that one radio host gentleman who was like, I have no idea who this kid is, and James was like, oh my goodness, he doesn't know who I am. And I'm like, James, if I went into, a bunch of my, gamer male and female friends and I was like, hey, do you guys know who James Charles is? I would be met with like super blank stares. Not because they're rude or whatever people, but because that's not their thing. They're not keeping whatever of beauty gurus. And he may think he's the most famous person on the planet, but it's still a niche, whatever. Just because you've got however many millions, you're followed by millions of people who are there for beauty. You're not followed by a bunch of gamer people. Because that's not your platform. And then, because he did that and he was all like, I'm Sister Shook and I'm all this and I'm offended and we're gonna call in and put this gentleman in his place. And then the whole like, we called in and I explained who I was and he apologized. He doesn't have anything. He doesn't need to apologize because he literally didn't know who he was, and that's not a crime. Super entitled and super blinking rude when you are personally offended and feel attacked because a person who is not in your social circle, who is not in the beauty community, doesn't know who you are. Like, for Pete's sakes, don't we have better things to be like bothered by? But no, not James. We've got to be everyone, the sisterhood will grow. And it's just like, dude, get over yourself. There have been a couple things, but that one really just bothered me when it really is and you have this sense of entitlement that is so, like, your ego is so inflated that you get upset because someone just doesn't know who you are. It's like, just, oh my goodness, like there is no, like, it's like so far removed from reality and real life to be like thinking that you know, I have to, you know, everyone has to know me and I need to go on here and I need to correct them. I mean, can't you just live your life and be chill? I mean, the beauty community knows no chill, and I know I'm sitting here and I'm just like, I'm repeating myself and saying the same things over and over again, but that instance really did bother me because, like I said, it just has this sense of entitlement, and he is entitled to certain things. I mean, like I said, he's got a crap ton of followers. He's a very, very talented makeup artist, but you can be a super talented makeup artist without being a snotty little whatever. All right, then let's move on to something a little bit more, I would say, recent. I am probably going to be I'm filming this video on Thursday. I probably won't have it up tonight. I'll probably try to get it done, to have it done on Saturday night. But a recent thing that I have been going through, and if y'all, oh my goodness, if y'all have been watching me on Snapchat, you would know the level of salt I am feeling right now at not receiving my Jeffree Star mystery boxes. I went through all whatever so that I could get some to review for you all because it's a hot topic. And I received, I mean, obviously you got the order notification. Thank you for ordering, yada, yada, yada. I have not received a shipping notification. I ordered 2 of the big ones because I wanted to do like a comparison. Okay, how are they, you know, together? If you were to buy multiples of the same one, what are you gonna get? And then one of the small ones. And like, I got the small one without a shipping notification. It just showed up at my door. And then the day after receiving that one, let me tell you, it's sitting in the bedroom over there, and the temptation to open it is so real. But I got that one, and then the day after receiving it, I got an email that was like, oh, hey, your order has begun processing. I'm like, it better have begun processing, because I got a notification for that, and then I also got a notification that my order for the 2 other ones had begun processing, and it's really frustrating. I may be like whining and being all whatever here, but like I recently got monetized. All y'all who watch my videos and watch my ads, thank you so much. You're helping to keep this channel going and from dying into oblivion. But now that I am monetized, I've had a talk with my mom a couple of times, and it's like, all right, I may not be making, you know, bank or anything like that, but I need to treat this like my little business. You know, I need to be very active in creating content for you guys and being consistent. And so it's like, if I'm trying to be consistent and doing all this, it's just really frustrating when you order a product and it's you know, taking forever. And let's like kind of no tea, no shade here. Let's talk about, I've been trying to be so good and not watch any of like the drama videos or any of the unboxing, but you know, your girl curiosity killed the cat, and I have watched a few. And let me tell you, this whole like whatever is starting to like turn into a whole crazy shenanigans. I've been seeing people get things that are broken. Apparently a lot of what he's putting in the mystery boxes are like from limited edition collections or are shades from his permanent line that aren't, you know, aren't the easy sellers like the crazy colored highlighters. Now, if I get a deep freeze highlighter, I will be very happy because mine broke. She shattered. I repressed her. Was never the same. And so if I could replace that, that would be great. But I feel like, I mean, it's a great marketing ploy. It's like, it's a genius marketing ploy because you're like, okay, this stuff isn't selling. What am I going to do? we're gonna package it up like a mystery box, and then people are gonna buy it, and then, you know, there are no returns on these boxes. I'm not sure what he's doing about broken items, because I watched one lady's unboxing and she was like, I need to contact them, but I hope they give me like a new one. I'm like, girl, I don't know. And so you've got that whole thing going on. And then the other thing that's like, oh my goodness, like the items that people are getting are like the same. Like everyone's getting the same things, like the same circulation of whatever. We've seen mint condition and deep freeze, and I've seen a couple King Tuts, but I'm like, dude, you've got so many blinking highlighters. You've got so many options to choose from, and people are circulating through, you know, the same three. And same thing with the liquid lipsticks. I saw someone get the shade, I think, Diva from his family collection. I was like, I hope I don't get that one because I already got that one. And it's like, he has so, like, how many freaking shades of liquid lipstick does he have? Even if he was circulating the, you know, limited edition harder to sell ones, if he threw in some of his original ones, you know, you could get so many options. All the Skin Frost, the Supreme Frost, you know, he's got all of his lip scrubs. Like, this could be a phenomenal thing, but it's not, because you're just going to do a marketing ploy that's going to try to get rid of old backed up product. No tea, no shade. I honestly think that's what he's doing. And let me, spoiler alert for you guys. So if you don't like spoilers, don't listen to this. The $40 box was supposedly going to be having an exclusive accessory. And I'm like, ooh, is it going to be like a mirror? Or is it going to be like a, you know, something? No, it's a friggin' pop socket. You know, I'm sorry. That is like the biggest cop out I can think of. I mean, those things cost like 0.8 whatever cents to make. And the fact that you then get in the large box, you get exclusive accessory and an exclusive shirt, which I think is, you know, the shirt's a lot cooler. And then it's like, okay, you're not even switching it up. You're giving us the pop socket that was in the first one. I really just don't know how well this was thought out. Like, I don't even have mine. I'm trying to like temper my disappointment with this, because I mean, you want to enjoy it, and I'm sure I'll be happy with a fair amount of the products, but when you're someone who literally has the ability to make these things really amazing with the amount of product, even if he'd just been like, all right, let's do a rotation of my permanent products, that would have been better than what he's doing here. And I don't know, maybe he's just been really like busy with the whole Morphe brushes thing. I did order that. You guys would have seen that on Snapchat. I am planning on doing a review of that for you guys. I'm gonna do a live demo using the brushes. But you can't let one thing, you know, totally ruin I mean, dude, you know, I understand you're excited, but you've got to, like, your company, you gotta keep it consistent. And I have not been seeing a lot of consistency in this whole mystery box things. Things have arrived. That's another thing. All the broken stuff going on, like we can blame the post office to a certain degree, but when it comes to, once again, consistency, and when your things are arriving consistently broken, that's not a post office problem. That is a you problem. And so, like, I want to be really excited, and I want to be really, like, looking forward to this, but I'm kind of just, I don't know. Like I said, I tried to temper my whatever and not look at anything, but when you're, you know, waiting for your freaking order and everyone else is making their videos, you get curious and you take a look-see. I'm actually kind of really sad. I think these sugar pill shadows, like, they're still already pretty heckin' pigmented, as you can see, but they're not as heckin' pigmented as they used to be. So I'm like, no, are you dying? No. If I ever start making any kind of, like, maybe potentially decent money on YouTube, I might buy me some more sugar pill shadows, but for now that money is like reserved for buying things to review. Speaking of review, what kind of reviews are there? Is there anything that's like popped out in like recent whatever? Because I haven't been very I just haven't been interested in a lot of the products that have been coming out. I'm just like, nah, I'm getting things ready for an anti-haul. So definitely let me know if there's anything that like jumps out at you and you're like, oh, I should, you know, let Soraya know that that's something that would be, I would like to see her review that. Because sometimes when it comes to the makeups, it can be very uninspiring. I feel like 2019, I mean, I was excited about the mystery boxes. I was excited about the brushes with Jeffree Star, but there really hasn't been, I wasn't really excited. The Anastasia release with those quads, I was hoping for another palette or something like that, but that's not happening. So I'm just like, or I'm like, a glow kit. Maybe we could have like a glow kit. I'm like, I would like another glow kit, because the last glow kit they made was not my favorite. The Dream Glow kit, it just kind of fell flat for me. You would have seen in my, I think that was in my worst. So I just feel like a lot of things that have been happening within the community is just, it's just so frustrating, because you're going along and you're just like, I just want to buy me some makeup and enjoy the whatever. And it's like, this is a drama. This is a scandal. You can't trust this person. And I'm just, do we all not have better things to do? And why can't we just be nice and good to each other and treat each other the way we would like to be treated? It's just like, is it really that hard to be a good person? Like, I don't know about y'all, but my mama raised me to be a good person and to treat people well. But maybe we're all just gonna be rude and nasty and whatever to each other. I'm like, all right, whatever, y'all do what you want to do. I heard the dogs barking. Maybe they're barking because my Jeffree Star mystery boxes got here. We can only hope, and if that did happen, then you'd see that in this look here. But it's just, I mean, it really does. The beauty community at times baffles me. Like, I have worked really hard to be just a chill, a non-negative, a place where people can come to just share their love for makeup. Herb Squad right there. And that's all I want it to be. I want it to be a happy place where I can express myself and do all of that. I don't ever want to be like a ginormous, I don't ever want to be a big and ginormous channel, because I don't want to have to deal with this stuff. I want to be able to comment, you know, give you guys, you know, reply to every comment that I get and be very connected with y'all. And I feel like it's just harder for a bigger channel to do that. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave it at that. We're at like over 30 minutes. I'm just here ranting and raving and talking about some stuff. I know it's a little bit like unstructured. You will be hearing more about the Jeffree Star whatever when I can actually get to do my unboxing, should that ever happen. But this video will be up before that unboxing. Like I said, I am thinking Saturday night. But you guys definitely know what your thoughts are on any of this, you know, mishmash of whatever that we are dealing with right now. Thank you guys for your video selections. I am going to be doing more get readies with me, more tutorials that I've got planned. I know a bunch of you have asked for specific tutorials and I need to just get off my butt and do those. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and as always, keep it real. Mwah!